आप सभी का गीता के इस चौथे सत्र में स्वागत है। पहले हम अपना मंगलाचरण से आरंभ करते हैं। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदताम् ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहति। पिछले सत्र में
the previous session
हमने विचार किया था कि
we had deliberated on the topic that why we should study Gita,
ये प्रश्न उठ सकता है कि हम क्यों
because naturally this question may arise, why should we study? There are many topics for studying,
इतना सब कुछ
especially in the today's age of internet. So much material is available
है तो उसका क्या पढ़ना।
and Gita has become an old book. Why should we study? Nowadays we have new information, new thoughts, new articles, new news.
क्यों पढ़नी चाहिए।
Why should we study Gita?
कहा था कि गीता
So I had spoken that everyone should study Gita because in everyone's life Gita is applicable, its knowledge is necessary.
कुरुक्षेत्र में हुआ
The war that was fought in Kurukshetra, a similar war happens in our life at different levels.
अस्तित्व है, एक
Our identity,
अंदरूनी अस्तित्व है,
we have an internal identity
और एक बाह्य
and an external identity
व्यवहार करना पड़ता है। तो हमारे
according
अंदर
in which
जो
we have to
चलता है,
behave
स्तर पर
properly.
चलता है, मानसिक स्तर पर चलता है,
So we have war
सामाजिक
at different
स्तर पर
levels,
हर जगह
internal
कुछ ना
and
कुछ
outer at
संघर्ष
social level.
चलता है।
At every level there is
मैंने
a
अपने जीवन
struggle.
में ऐसा कोई व्यक्ति नहीं पाया
In
जिसके
my
जीवन
life
में
I have
कभी
not
ना
found
कोई संघर्ष
any
नहीं है।
person who says that
सब
there is no
संघर्ष में
struggle in my life.
चाहे
Struggle
वो
is
कोई राजा हो चाहे
life.
प्रजा हो,
Whether
कोई
one is
मंत्री हो
king or the subjects, whether one is
साधारण
minister
लोग हो, साधु
or
हो,
ordinary
साधुओं के साथ
person.
और ज्यादा संघर्ष चलता है। कबीर ने भी कहा था
There
ऐसे,
with sadhus there is even more struggle.
उसने भी कहा था
Kabir
कि
had
राजा भी
said
दुखी, प्रजा भी
that
दुखी और साधु का दुख दुगना।
king is miserable, subjects are miserable, and
ऐसा
the
कोई
sadhu's
घर
misery is
नहीं है
double.
जहाँ पे संघर्ष ना हो, ऐसा कोई व्यक्ति नहीं है
So
जिसके जीवन
there
में
is
संघर्ष
no
ना हो।
person in whose life there is
उसका
no
कारण
struggle.
क्या है? उसका मूल कारण
What
है
is
ये
the
हमारा
original cause
मनुष्य।
of that struggle? The original cause is our mind.
संघर्ष का मूल कारण हमारा मन है, और
The
जब तक हम उस
primary
मन को
cause of our
समझेंगे
struggle
नहीं,
is our mind.
उसको नियंत्रित
As long
करने
as we
का
don't understand
तरीका विधि
the
नहीं
mind
समझेंगे,
and
तो ये
the way
संघर्ष
to
चलता ही
control it,
रहेगा, इसको कोई नहीं रोक
this
सकता।
struggle will always continue.
वही
Nobody
विज्ञान
can stop it.
इस भगवत गीता में भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने हमको
And
दिया
in
है।
Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has given us
क्योंकि
that
हर कोई
knowledge
चाहता है कि
only.
हमारा जीवन जो है वो शांतिमय रहे,
Because everybody wants that our life should be loving, peaceful. Nobody wants misery in his life. In Gita, Bhagavan has given the formula how to achieve peace.
ज्ञात्वा शांतिम ऋच्छति, और किस तरह से हम अपने मन को
How we
नियंत्रण
can
में रख
control
सकते
our
हैं।
mind.
दासेन तु कौन्ते वैराग्येन च गृह्यते। तो ये सबको इसकी
So
आवश्यकता है,
everybody needs this.
और इस पर निर्भर नहीं करता कि आप कहाँ
It
हैं,
doesn't
क्या
depend
हैं,
on where we are,
स्त्री हैं,
who we
युवक
are,
हैं, वृद्ध हैं,
whether we are man, woman,
धनी हैं या
householder, or we are
दरिद्र
working
हैं,
outside, or we are a manager,
मालिक
or
हैं,
we are a
सबको
CEO
इसकी
of a
आवश्यकता है,
company.
क्योंकि सबको
Everybody
अपने मन
needs
से ही
this
सारे
because
काम
everybody
जो
has
आप
to work with
मैं
his
करते
mind
हैं वो नहीं
only.
करते हैं।
Whatever work we perform it through our
इसलिए
mind
मनुष्य
only.
को मनुष्य क्यों कहा
Why
जाता है?
a man is called a man?
मननाथ,
Why Manushya is called Manushya?
मनसा सीव्यति इति मनुष्य। हम जितने भी अपने संबंध बनाते
Whatever
हैं,
relations
क्रिया
we
कर्म
make,
करते हैं अपने जीवन
whatever
में, वो पहले
activities
मन
we
में करते हैं।
perform, first we perform them
कभी
in
आप
our
कहीं
mind.
बाहर करते हैं तो पहले
Any
मन में
activity
करते
that
हैं।
we
कभी
perform
आपके
externally, first
प्रवचन
of all
करने
we
के लिए
perform
आपने
it in
पहले
our
मन
mind.
में सोचा कि
So
मैं
now
करना
that
है,
you
फिर
came
उसके बाद
for
में
this
आप
lecture, first you
किया।
decided in your mind that I should do this,
इस
and
प्रकार
then
से
the
ये चलता
outer
है। तो अगर
action
हम कोई
happened.
क्रिया और उसका फल, जैसे मैंने
So when
कहा
we
था कि अगर
perform
मेरा
an
ध्यान ठीक
action
होगा तो
and
उससे
it
हमारी
gives
इच्छा
a
ठीक होगी, तो हमारी
result,
क्रिया ठीक होगी, तो
like we
हमारी
discussed earlier,
उससे हमको
that
सफलता
based on
मिलेगी।
correct knowledge
और
we
अगर
perform
उसमें
correct
भूल
action
है,
and then we get correct
त्रुटि
result.
है, गड़बड़ी है,
And if
तो
there
परिणाम
is
नहीं
a
आएगी। जब
defect
हम
in
परिणाम
the
की बात
root,
करते रहते हैं
then the
तो फल
result
ठीक
will be
बनेगा।
different. So we normally
भारतीय
keep working on
संस्कृति
our
और ये जो
results, not
आधुनिक
on the root cause. So
असंस्कृति
the
है,
today's
संस्कृति तो वास्तव में हम कह ही
modern
नहीं सकते,
culture, which actually cannot be
इसमें ये
called
मूल अंतर
culture
है।
or
जैसे
civilization,
आप
it should be called uncivilization.
और आधुनिक जो
Like if you see Ayurveda and
प्रक्रिया
the compare it with the
मेडिकल
modern
साइंस,
medical
इसमें
science, what
अंतर
is
क्या
the
है
difference?
कि जो आधुनिक जो
The
मॉडर्न
modern
मेडिकल
medical
साइंस है,
science,
वो आपके लिंग चिन्ह सिम्टम को
वह
ट्रीट करती है,
the
उसको
modern
इलाज
medical
करती है।
science treats the
आपको
symptoms.
बुखार है तो
Like if you have
चलो एक
fever,
दवा ले लो,
take
आपका
a
बुखार उतर
medicine
जाएगा,
tablet and your fever will go down.
तो उतर
So
जाएगा, वास्तव
definitely
में
the fever will
उतरेगा।
go down.
लेकिन आयुर्वेद
But
कहता है कि
Ayurveda
बुखार आया
says
क्यों,
that why did you get the
उसका मूल
fever?
कारण
What is
क्या
the
है।
original
और
cause
जब
of
वो
that?
आपका बुखार नहीं
So
उतरेगा तो
Ayurveda
मूल
will not
कारण
bring
को
down the
खोजने की
fever.
जरूरत नहीं है।
Ayurveda
और
will
अगर
treat the
आपका
original cause of the
ठीक होगा
fever.
तो बुखार उसको
Because
दूर
if
कर
the
देगा।
original cause
तो
is
हमारे यहाँ भी
treated,
इसी
then
प्रकार से
naturally the fever will
जो
also
मॉडर्न
get treated.
साइंस है, जो तकनीकी टेक्नोलॉजी
So
विज्ञान है,
the modern
वो
science
हमारी
that we
स्तर पर ही काम
have,
करता
it
रहता है।
simply keeps working on the
जितने भी सुख
externals.
साधन
All the
आते हैं
facilities and
आधुनिक
comforts
विज्ञान में
that
उपलब्ध
modern
होते हैं, वो
science
सब
has
बाहरी स्तर
provided
पर ही
us,
हैं।
they are all on external level.
लेकिन बाहरी स्तर पर देने से
But
अंदर जो अशांति है
the
उसको तो
external
असंतुष्टि,
comforts they have provided, but they don't have any
उसका भी हमें
solution
इलाज
for the
करना
internal
पड़ता है, तो
misery.
उसके लिए भी गोली दे देते हैं
Although they may provide some
कि गोली खा
medicine
लो
for that,
तो
and
डिप्रेशन
if
हो
you are
रहा है,
facing
ज्यादा
depression or if
तनाव
you
है
are
तो एक
facing
गोली खा लो।
facing hypertension, take a
लेकिन वो
medicine tablet.
और दूसरी
But
समस्या
that
क्रिएट
tablets
करता है।
create some other troubles.
यहाँ पर है कि आप मन
But
में ये
in
होप
the
रखते
Vedic
हैं
science, they
कि बुखार
discuss
आते
why are we getting these vikaras in the mind or the transformations? So there are three things: Prakriti, Vikriti and Samskriti. Prakriti is what is natural. Like the animals and birds, they work based on their natural instinct. No animal, no bird works against nature. Cow is vegetarian. Cow will never eat meat. Even if you forcibly try to feed meat to cow, like what happened in England, then there will be mad cow disease. So a cow doesn't go against nature. A dog works according to nature only. Dog will always act as a dog. Dog will never act as a cow. But human being lives his own prakriti and enters either prakriti, either Vikriti or Samskriti. This facility is available only to human being. Now, whether we enter Samskriti or Vikriti, it depends on our knowledge. If we have correct knowledge, if we understand ourselves,
जिसको आजकल लोग कल्चर बोलते हैं, कल्चर का मतलब केवल नाच गाना है, वो कोई कल्चर थोड़ी है। संस्कृति का मतलब होता है अपने आप को संस्कृत बनाना, अपना उद्धार करना। जैसे कोई कहीं पर कोई गंदी चीज,
so Samskriti is to purify oneself. Samskar is to purify.
संस्कृति के तीन कार्य,
Samskriti has three functions.
अपने मलों को, दूषित वस्तुओं को,
first is to purify our uncleanliness, the wrong thoughts. Second is gunadhan. There is to put some gunas inside ourselves. Third is hinanupurti. So Samskriti has these three objectives. First is to purify ourselves. Second is what we don't have, we obtain that. Like if you have water, so water may be unclean, so first we filter it. So this is the first step, to remove the dirt from the water. Then we can do gunadhan. We can put sugar, we can put lemon in that, we can put any other element in that, we can make it fragrant. And then hinanupurti, we can put some other elements which provide strength in water, which water naturally doesn't have. So this is called Sanskriti. This is what Samskriti does to us. But if we don't do that, then mostly human being will go from Prakriti to Vikriti. Like we see in today's society, everywhere there is Vikriti at every level. Whether it is our dressing, whether it is our food habits, whether it is our lifestyle, our way of earning money, the way we behave in society, the way we live in family, everywhere there is Vikriti. And Vikriti has only one result, that is misery. So that's why in society, every person is miserable and struggling. So if we want to change that, then it is important for us to study Gita. This is the importance of Bhagavad Gita and its necessity. So all of us should study Bhagavad Gita. All of you should study that. It is of no benefit to Bhagavan if we study Bhagavad Gita. It is for us. So we had discussed this in the previous session. Now the topic is victory in battle. So what is the cause of defeat in war? It is ignorance. If we want to defeat our enemy, first of all, we have to understand, analyze the strength of the enemy. Like in Bhagavad Gita, if we see Arjun, what does he tell first to Bhagavan? He says, please place my chariot in between the two armies. Why does he speak like that? Because if you are an intelligent person and if you are actually an intelligent warrior, you will try to analyze the strength of the opposite party. What is their strength? What is their strategy? Then we will take our step in the war. So in our life also we have to do this. But for that we have to obtain knowledge, because Because of ignorance only, we perform wrong actions and then we face misery.
और कोई नहीं है, हम स्वयं
There is nobody else is responsible for our misery. It is we only who are responsible.
कार्यस्थल पर हमेशा दूसरे
Although at every level we keep blaming others in our society or in our family,
दोषी ठहराते हैं, दोष
we keep blaming others, but it does not solve the problem.
उससे समस्या
It in fact aggravates the problem.
मैंने एक छोटा सा क्या बोलते हैं उसको चुटकुला है
So there is I had read a joke earlier. A person
एक
a person went to a doctor, an ENT doctor, eye nose throat.
थ्रोट तो उसने कहा कि
So he said,
पत्नी वो करीब 50-60 साल का था, कहता लगता है मेरी पत्नी को कम सुनना चालू हो गया, सुनती नहीं है ठीक से.
so he said that my wife is not hearing properly. She has some hearing difficulty. So the doctor said that, why don't you bring her to me? Why are you coming?
सभी होता है ना.
So he said that no, she will not come.
तो डॉक्टर ने कहा नहीं आएगी तो पहले ये
So doctor said that if she is not willing to come, how will I understand what is the severity of her disease?
पहले जो है ना 50 फुट से कुछ बोलो.
So the person said,
देखो उसको सुन पाया नहीं.
so doctor he said that first speak to her something from 50 feet, check if she hears or no, then 40 feet, then 30 feet, then tell me at what distance she is able to hear, what maximum distance.
तो वो अपने घर
So he went to his home
तो 50 फुट की दूरी
and
पत्नी
at 50, the wife was cooking in the kitchen in the evening. So at 50 feet distance, he asked her, what have you cooked today? So there was no answer.
पत्नी ने कोई उत्तर नहीं दिया.
So wife did not reply anything. So then he said, okay, she can't hear from 50 feet distance. So then he went to 40 feet distance. Then he asked her, can you hear me? What is cooked today in the kitchen? Then also there was no reply.
फिर उसने 30
Then he went to 30 feet distance.
अरे सुन
Can you hear me?
पप्पू की
Papu's mother.
क्या
What has been cooked today?
तो कोई नहीं आया, जवाब आया.
So there was no reply. Then he went to 20 feet distance.
तो फिर
Then also there was no reply. Then 10 feet distance.
तो उसने कहा क्या बार-बार वही बात पूछ रहे हो, 4 बार तो बोल सकी हो.
So the wife said that 4 times I have told you that I am cooking parathas. Why are you asking me again and again?
उसकी अपनी है, उसको खुद
So the problem was that the person himself was not able to hear the wife's reply, and he went to the doctor asking him, please treat my wife's hearing difficulty. So the problem same we have in our life. We have ignorance, we have these diseases of lust, greed, anger. We don't accept that. We don't want to accept that.
और हम दूसरों
And we simply keep blaming others. And wherever you go, if you find two people discussing with each other, they will be criticizing some third
अंग्रेजी में जो
person only.
पर्सन सेकंड
Like in English, we have first, second, and third person.
तो फर्स्ट पर्सन
So first person, the speaker, and with whom he is speaking is the second person, and the subject of discussion is the third person. So the talk is always about the third person only, and that discussion will be always about some criticism only. He is like this, he did like that.
सब यही. और जो समाचार
Whatever news we hear,
समाचार
whatever we watch on TV or we read in the newspaper,
क्योंकि उसमें कुछ है नहीं,
although I don't study that because there is nothing in that, the all same dirt only. So in that the news is all filled of criticism only. Most of the news is all negative
क्योंकि लोगों को उसी
because that is what people enjoy.
कुछ समझाएं. जैसे हम गीता
Like if I speak on Bhagavad Gita, people will not be willing to come to hear
जानने के लिए,
because it will be little difficult to digest.
लेकिन समाचार सुनेंगे घंटे
But news, we can hear that sitting for hours together. It's the same news. There is nothing much variety in that.
फिर कुछ और देखेंगे, फिर उसकी चर्चा करें.
So first we read, hear, and then we keep discussing about it. And what is the result? There is no result. But we get lot of rasa or taste in that. This is called ninda ras, the taste of criticism.
बहुत इसमें हमारा
So we have lot of attachment to this ninda ras, the taste of criticism.
हमें
So we have to get rid of this. We have to make ourselves cultured, civilized, susamskrita, because we have come alone and we will go alone only. In our life, actually, we are alone only, even though we may be surrounded by lakhs of people. When we sleep at night, we are alone. When we go to the toilet, we are alone. When we are eating alone only. Although somebody may be sitting with us, but actually we are eating alone only. We were born alone and we will be dying alone. So in reality,
जिसको कहते हैं कि जो आदि और अंत में नहीं है वो बीच में भी नहीं है, आदे अंत यन्न अस्ति मध्य भी तु तथा था। तो आदि में कोई हमारे पास नहीं था, यही बड़ी समस्या है। तो ये संघर्ष जीवन का देखिए, यहाँ भी संघर्ष।
So this is the struggle in life. You can see here also
होता रहता है,
there is struggle.
तो
We have challenge.
अपना ज्ञान प्राप्त करना पड़ेगा। तो ज्ञान दो प्रकार का है, एक स्व का।
So we have to obtain knowledge. We have because we have ignorance. We have ignorance of swa and para, ignorance of self and others.
जानते हैं और अपने बारे में वास्तव में
So mostly we keep thinking of others only. We have hardly any knowledge about ourselves.
वो दूर देख सकती हैं लेकिन अपने आप को नहीं देख सकती हैं।
So we can see others, we can't see ourselves.
उसी प्रकार हमारा
Similarly, our mind,
तो हम दूसरों को देखते हैं, दूसरे
we analyze others,
उसने क्या
what he did,
लेकिन हम क्या कह रहे हैं इसका दूसरे
but what we are speaking, what impact it will have on others. In that, mostly our intelligence doesn't function properly. So that's why it is very important to obtain this knowledge, because in our society we make relations. In that, main is we ourselves only, because whatever we are doing in that, we ourselves are the center. So first of all, we have to understand ourselves. Then only we can have proper relation. This knowledge is what we get in Gita.
तो अभी जब गीता में हम प्रवेश करते हैं,
So now that we are entering in Gita, so first of all, we have to, first of all, I will discuss what is the subject matter of Gita. So we should have some knowledge what is the subject of Gita. We discussed about the language of the style of Shastra, etc. So Gita primarily talks of 5 subjects. So please hear this attentively so that you get a general idea of Gita, that what Gita has, and nobody explains it like this.
क्योंकि ये हालांकि ये कहानी के रूप में है, लेकिन कहानी के रूप में हमको यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छे अच्छे सिद्धांत और हमारे जीवन के जो जिनको मंत्र,
So even in the Shastra stories, in stories also we get lot of knowledge. So here we have lot of knowledge about the world, about ourselves. So there are 5 main topics. The first topic is Ishwar. It is according to gradation. So first of all, we have to understand who is Ishwar, what is Ishwar. In Sanskrit, we have many words. There is Paramatma, there is Ishwara, Bhagavan, Brahma. So generally, we think that all are having one meaning. So it is not like that. Every word has its own separate meaning. Like I have discussed earlier also on this, that Shabda has a meaning, and the relation between Shabda and its Artha is Jnana. So Bhagavan is a person, but we call him Krishna. Why we call him Krishna? Because he is Sarva Akarshaka, he is all attractive. So the Krish root, it has 2 meanings. One is Krishi, to plow the field, and other is attraction. So even Krishi, plowing the field, also comes from this root only. So because Bhagavan is attracting everyone towards him, he is called Krishna.
अक्षर भू वाचको शब्द नश्च निवृत्ति वाचक तयोरैक्यम परम ब्रह्म कृष्ण इति अभिधीयते। ऐसा उनका वर्णन है कि कृषि शब्द का मतलब
So this is the description. The word Krish means bhu-satta or existence.
ना का मतलब होता आनंद,
Na is Ananda. So he is Satchidananda. This is one more meaning of the word Krishna.
तो ये अर्थ से उनका नाम है कृष्ण।
So with this meaning he has the name Krishna. Now he has the name Vasudev also. Why is he called Vasudev? Because his father's name is Vasudev.
उनका एक नाम
He has the name Hari.
तो हरि क्यों?
Why Hari?
धरती पापा नहीं,
Because
क्योंकि वो जो उनके शरण में जाता है
because he
भगवान
takes
का
away,
नाम कर लेता
he takes away, he does haran of all the papas, the sins of those who come to
है।
him.
तो ईश्वर है, परमात्मा, भगवान, ब्रह्म, इस प्रकार के जो शब्द हैं, परमेश्वर है,
Recording in progress.
तो इन सब का जो है अलग अलग अर्थ है।
So all these have
हमको थोड़ा समझना पड़ेगा।
different
ईश्वर,
meanings.
अभी हम ईश्वर शब्द की बात कर रहे हैं, तो ईश्वर का मतलब होता है जो
So if I talk about the word Ishvara, Ishvara means Niyanta or the controller.
ईश
It comes from the root Ish.
प्रत्यय है। तो जो इस पूरे सृष्टि का संसार
So one who is the controller of this entire world
तो वो
is
ईश्वर कौन
Ishvara.
है, किस प्रकार से सृष्टि करता है, कैसे नियंत्रण करता है, तो इसका वर्णन
So who is Ishwar, how he has made this world, how he is controlling this world, he will be described in Bhagavad Gita. It's very important to understand this topic because like we are living in a state or under a government, so there is president, there is prime minister, so they are sort of Ishvara, although they are performing their role for a temporary, for a limited time period as they have been elected by the public, but in that time period they are controlling the activities, they are controlling the administration.
तो ऐसे ही भगवान कृष्ण जो हैं वो ईश्वर हैं, फिर उनके अनेक रूप हैं, तो इसका वर्णन यहाँ पर किया जाएगा, ईश्वर कौन है।
So here we will understand who is Ishvara. The second topic that will be described is Jiva. Who am I?
क्योंकि आपने बहुत बार
You might have heard many times,
हमारे यहाँ कई इस प्रकार के
there are many darshanas we have which say that I am also Ishvara, Aham Brahmasmi.
तो गीता क्या कहती है इस विषय में? क्या गीता भी यही कहती है कि हम
So does Gita say that I am also Ishvara? No, Gita doesn't say that. Gita says that we are Angsha of Ishvara,
भूत सनातन।
part of Ishvara.
तो ईश्वर जो है वो अनादि है,
So Ishvara is Anadi or beginningless.
कोई सृष्टा नहीं,
He has no creator.
सृष्टि करने वाले हैं,
He only creates everyone, but nobody created him,
नहीं होता है।
and he is never destroyed. He has no end.
की जो शक्तियां हैं उनके पास
The energies that he has are all swabhavika or natural to him.
प्रकृति काल का
All others are controlled by this Ishvara.
उनके ऊपर कोई शक्ति
He has no authority above him.
विद्यते, ना उनके कोई बराबर,
Nobody is equal to him. Nobody is superior to him.
जीव जो है वो अणु है,
Jiva is Anu. It's a very minute atomic particle, Chit Kana.
भगवान जो है वो अनंत है।
Bhagavan is Ananta or endless.
भगवान शब्द का भी अलग अर्थ होता है।
Bhagavan word has other meaning also. One who has 6 types of
उनको भगवान
energies.
ऐश्वर्यस्य समग्रस्य वीर्यस्य यस्य श्रिय ज्ञान वैराग्यश्चेति षण्णाम भगितिंगना, इनका संपूर्ण ऐश्वर्य है।
So he has all Aishwarya, all Gyan or knowledge, all Vairagya or renunciation.
वीर्य है, वीर्य का मतलब यहाँ पर शक्ति, अचिंत्य शक्ति। तो इन ये जिसमें रहते हैं उनको भगवान कहा जाता है। आजकल संसार में भी आप कुछ लोगों को देखते हो भगवान उन शब्द का प्रयोग करते हैं, तो वहाँ जब भगवान शब्द का प्रयोग किया जाता है किसी मनुष्य या व्यक्ति विशेष के लिए, उसका गौण अर्थ होता है, वो वास्तव में भगवान नहीं है। तो जीव जो
So the Jiva is Anu. minute. Bhagavan is sarva-vyapi. Bhagavan is all pervading. Jiva is limited. Like we are inside our body and we have no knowledge outside the body. Whatever experience we are having, it is through our body only. But Bhagavan is Sarvagya, he is all knowing. We are Alpagya, we have very limited knowledge. But we also don't have a beginning and an end. The Jiva was never born and will never die. Birth and death is only applicable to the body. The body is born and the body dies. So this will be taught in Gita. After that, the third topic is Kal or time. So we all know that time has authority, time has existence, and we behave according to time. Everybody says that today is this, now this is the time. But actually, what is Kal or time? This is difficult to understand. If you study the science and you discuss and ask some scientist what is time, so he also won't be able to answer. Once a great scientist was asked what is time, so he replied, okay, so he replied that there is some small arrow below T in time. This is how time is represented. This is time. But he was not able to explain time. But in our Vedic science, if you study Nyaya, if you study Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita, in the 8th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan will explain what is time. In 11th chapter, he will say that I am time. If you have watched the Mahabharata television series, so all the description is according to Kal. There it is said that मैं समय हूँ, I am time. So time is eternal. Jiva is also eternal. Time is also eternal. Bhagavan is also eternal. So time has no beginning or end. You can't think of that in mind that whether there was a time when there was no time, because for thinking that also you have to think under time only. Whatever thoughts we have, whatever we think, they are all in the realm of time. Whatever actions we perform, they are all in the realm of time. So whatever action we perform, it will be either in past or in present or future. There is nothing outside past, present, future. These three are divisions of time. In reality, time has no divisions. Like we have this Akash or the space, it has no divisions, but we make divisions and then we say that this is my room. But actually, Akash is Akash, space is space. So similarly, time is one only, it has no beginning, no end, but we make divisions in that according to how we have to behave. What is this is past or this is present or future. Actually, whatever experience we have, it is of present only. That whatever experience we have, it is not of past, not of future, because past is not existing now, we can't experience it. Whatever experience we have, it is of present only. Whatever experience our indriyas or senses have, it is of present only. Whatever we are eating, if the taste is during that time, then only we can understand that. If somebody said something 5 minutes ago, we can't hear it now. So all our senses, whatever they experience, it is of the topics of the present only, neither of the past nor of future. Past and future is simply for our working in our practical life. And the reality is present only.
इस भगवत गीता में बताया जाएगा। ये जो आपने सुना होगा सतयुग, त्रेता युग, द्वापर युग, कलयुग, ये सब काल का वर्णन है। इस प्रकार
So this Dwapar, Kali Yuga, etc. These are all descriptions of time only.
तो ब्रह्मा का एक दिन होता है, उसकी रात भी उतनी बड़ी होती है।
So Brahma has a very long night, and very similarly very long day. So Brahma lives for 100 years,
सृष्टि का फिर
and after that there is a pralay of the creation. So now the 51st year of Brahmaji is going on. He has completed 50 years, and this is the first day of the 51st day of Brahma, and this is the noon time of Brahmaji that is going on now. Little bit, just slightly before the noon.
तो इस प्रकार ये संसार भी पूरा फिर सृष्टि कम
So like this, this creation also keeps working like this. Like we are born, we die, we are again born, we again die. Like this, the cycle goes on. So this whole creation is going on according to this cycle. It has no beginning, it has no end. This cycle, when it started, it has no time, because when time has no beginning only, then how can this cycle have a beginning? Anything that is in a circle, it has no beginning, no end. If you may draw a circle, and I ask you, please tell me what is the starting point of the circle, can you say no? What is the ending of the circle? No, it will simply keep rotating. So everything in this world moves ahead in chakra or a circle. Like we have Sudarshan chakra, it is the representative of time. It has many meanings. One meaning is that Kala is under his control, because he is the Ishvara, so he controls Kala as well as the Jiva. So the Sudarshan chakra is the representative of, it symbolizes time, and it is in his hand. That means time is under his control. Like we have, if we have something in our hand, it means it is in our control. So if he throws the Sudarshan chakra on somebody, because if somebody dies, he will dying in time only. Like we say, his time has come. That means the Sudarshan chakra is symbolizes death also. Sometimes you must have seen in the paintings that Bhagavan Mahavishnu, he is lying on a very big snake. What is that snake? That snake is also symbolizing time, because the snake, we call it in Sanskrit, it is called Kala Sarpa, the snake of time. Like he was bitten by the snake of time. So Parikshit, he was cursed by Shringi that after 7 days you will be bitten by the snake and you will die by that. So every person is actually dying in 7 days only, and the snake of time, when it bites, one dies. So Parikshit is symbolizing the Jiva. Like we all keep doing pariksha or examination. We ask, what is this, what you have done? We keep asking questions. So everyone is Parikshit, and everyone will die by this snake bite, the bite of the snake of time. But Parikshit, he completely immersed himself in hearing Bhagavatam, but we don't do that. We keep ourselves immersed in the worldly life. So this is Kala. But this Kala is the material. It is Jada. Ishwar and Jiva both are Chetan Padartha. They are conscious. They have consciousness. Like you are sitting here, in front of you there is chair, table. These are all Achetan Padartha. They are called Jada. They are not conscious. They don't have Chetana. They don't have consciousness. Having Chetana or consciousness means they don't have this feeling that this is me, I exist. They don't have any such feeling that I exist. But Ishwar has got Chetana or consciousness. Ishwar's Chetana or consciousness is unlimited. Our consciousness is limited. But Kala is not like this. Kala is an inert object. It is Jada. It is not conscious. Then next we have karma. Before karma, we should actually take prakriti. Prakriti is also Jada. It is inert. It does not have consciousness. and whatever objects we see all around us, these are all prakritik or material. We call it matter. So matter and consciousness, these are primarily two objects, two substances in this world. In Gita, Bhagavan has said in the 13th chapter, he says that Arjun, try to understand that whatever substances we have in this world, whether they are sthavara, means only in one place, non-moving, the non-moving objects, and what is jangama, those who are these are moving padarthas, whether it is an animal, bird, human being, insects, these all can move, unlike the trees. So both moving and non-moving both have the chetan padartha, which is the jiva, and there is a body which is a chetan, material body. So even trees, plants, they have consciousness. Jagdish Chandra Bose had proved it by modern science. Before that, science was not aware of that. So even we see these mountains, even they have consciousness, but that is it's extremely like as if it is sleeping. So everyone's consciousness is at different level. Human beings' consciousness is much more than that of our living beings. So that is why it can have samskara or vikara. So this is all material nature spread everywhere. Whatever we see, this is all extension of Prakriti only. So this Prakriti only, like Mahata, Ahankara, mind, intelligence, these 5 material elements, these are all expansions of Prakriti, material nature only. So primarily we can say that Prakriti expands in 2 ways. One is the manasik vistara or expansion at mental level. So at mental level, there are feelings, there are thoughts, and other is of the 5 material elements. The gross expansion, the gross level expansion or vistar. So at these 2 levels, Prakriti expands. And our body is made of this only, the mental and the gross. And inside these bodies, there is the Atma, which is called the Jiva. So this Jiva only experiences, and Jiva spreads its consciousness across the body. So Jiva is in the region of the heart, but Jiva doesn't touch anybody, any part of the body. So like people asked that many times, if there is a heart transplant, does that mean what will happen to the Atma? Will the Atma also get transplanted? No, Atma remains there only. So like you are sitting on a chair, somebody may change your chair, leave this chair, take a new one. That does not mean that we will also be stuck to the chair and we will also move. So the heart is like the seat of the Atma. The Atma is not stuck to the heart. Like when anybody dies, the Atma goes out, it leaves the body. It's not stuck to the body. Like we are in this room, I am speaking, my words are spreading in this room. Are my words touching or getting stuck to the object? No, they can go out also. Sound can go out also. There are sound is in waves, it is spreading everywhere. It's not stuck to any object. So this is simply material. So Atma is much more subtle than this. So subtle substance can remain there. So like in our mind, there are thoughts. The thoughts are not stuck inside. The thoughts come and they go. So similarly, the Atma, it stays in the body. So these are all expansions of Prakriti. But Atma is not a part of Prakriti. Like we said earlier, Atma or Jiva is a part of Ishvara, not of Prakriti. Kal is the energy of Ishvara. Bhagavan has unlimited energies. So Jiva is also one of the energy. Jiva is called Tatastha Shakti, or the marginal energy, and Prakriti is called the Bahiranga, or the external energy. It's inert energy. So this will also be described in Gita. It is important for us to understand all this. Today, whatever modern science is researching, they can't say anything about Ishvara, Jiva and Kala. They can only talk about Prakriti. All their research, innovation, analysis is all related to Prakriti only. Because whatever instruments they have through which they conduct their research, whether it is their mind or their intelligence, all these instruments are material only. They are all made of Prakriti. So, if you use the instruments which are made of Prakriti, whatever research you do, that will be all material only. You can't know anything beyond the material. Can't know anything beyond material nature. The instruments of modern science cannot reach the consciousness. The consciousness is very subtle. So they cannot reach Bhagavan. Bhagavan is called Adhokshaja, who is beyond our senses. And Bhagavan's part, which is the Jiva, that is also beyond the senses. So this the fourth topic in the Bhagavad Gita, which is described, and the fifth topic is karma. This is very important. Regarding this also, science doesn't explain anything. Actually, modern science, out of these 5 topics, it deliberates only on one topic. That's why it is highly incomplete. I am not telling that science is wrong, but it is incomplete knowledge. Here you will get complete knowledge. And because modern science is incomplete, they cannot explain the goal or the objective of this world. What is the purpose of our life? Why do we die? Why do we get happiness and misery? Science cannot deliberate on this. So if you ask a scientist, he will say that this is not our field. This is not our subject matter. This is belonging to philosophy. So they don't consider all this as science. So this knowledge, you can obtain it from here. If you have knowledge of modern science, that is very good. Study it and utilize it. But in that, if you add this knowledge of Gita, then your life will become complete. Your knowledge will be complete knowledge. And then whatever peace and happiness we want in our life, we can get that. So karma is a very deep subject. Like we perform actions, that is karma. Like in science says that for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So whatever action we perform, it gives a phala, a fruit, a result or a reaction. So any action we perform, it will give a result. Even in our Vyakaran or grammar, this topic has been explained in detail, that any action that you perform, it will have a Vyapar, means there will be an action for any activity. Any activity is not one, it has many small parts. Like if you say that I am cooking food, but there are many elements, small activities inside cooking food. So any activity is not alone. It has many sub activities in that. These small activities are called Vyapar. Now Vyapar is normally called business in Hindi. Here we don't mean business. Vyapar means Kriyatmak, means it is having activities. So any activity we perform, like if we have to go to some place, so we are driving. So driving is a Vyapar, an activity. So for going anywhere, there are Vyaparas. Put the leg here, put the hand here, drive the vehicle. So in Sanskrit, there are explanations of all this. So what is moving? Leave the previous place and go to the next place. That is Vyapar.
जो भी क्रिया करते हैं वो किसी फल के लिए करते हैं ना आप।
So like any action we perform,
कुछ ना
we
कुछ
do
फल
it for
होगा उसका
getting a
होगा।
result,
जब भी आप
phala
कोई
only.
क्रिया करते हैं तो किसी उद्देश्य से कुछ प्राप्ति करने के लिए करते हैं ना, तो वो उसको कर्म बोलते हैं। फिर वो
So
कर्म
this
कई
action is
प्रकार
called
के हैं,
this is
उसका
the karma.
बहुत प्रकार से उसका वर्णन किया गया। पाप
So it has
कर्म,
been
पुण्य कर्म,
described in many ways. There is
नित्य
papa
कर्म,
karma, there is
अनिष्ट
sinful punya, the pious,
और
there is
सकाम
nitya,
कर्म, निष्काम कर्म।
sakama,
तो ये बहुत
fruitive,
इसका
nishkama.
वर्णन है गीता में।
So there are all these descriptions in Gita.
वर्णन इतना डिटेल, वास्तव में तो सबसे ज्यादा शायद इसी पर बोला, पहले 4-5 अध्याय तो इसी कर्म योग पर।
So actually this is discussed in detail. Initial 4-5 chapters mostly discuss about this karma yoga only. Bhagavan himself says that what is karma and what is akarma. Big wise people, they also get bewildered in understanding this. It is very difficult to understand karma because it is not in our Vedic subjects. Karma cannot be explained in such a simple way that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Sometimes a small karma gives a very big result. Sometimes a big karma gives a very small result. Sometimes karma gives result immediately. Sometimes it can give result after very long time. So there is Sanchit Kriyamana, Prarabdha, Aprarabdha, various karmas. So this is very important to understand because this is all existing in our life. Because of this karma only we face happiness and misery. So we should understand this. The biggest foolishness in our life is that we want happiness but we get misery, but we don't try to understand only from where we get happiness and from where we get misery. From childhood we just have one idea that if we have wealth we will be happy. Everybody thinks like this, that if I have money I will be happy. But till today nobody has become happy by money, and nobody tries to think that around me there are so many people who have lot of wealth. Are they happy? So like if you have to buy something, first of all like we check reviews on internet before buying any object. So people give reviews that no, don't buy this, it's not a good product. Similarly, when we are performing any karma, any action, if you are thinking that by wealth we will get happiness, by marrying we will become happy, so check others, check reviews from others. So those who are married, ask them, are they happy? So why are you running after this? And parents also keep pushing that son, please get married, you'll become happy. So you should ask the parents, what did you get out of this marriage? I see that you always keep on fighting. And you are implicating me also in this. Are you yourself happy after marriage? So people spend so much money in marriage. So first you study this, then you get married, then you earn lot of wealth. I am not opposing this. Marry as many times as you want, do whatever you like, but first study, first get the right understanding, get the right knowledge. This is knowledge. This is intelligence. We should get knowledge before performing any action. This is important to understand. So these 5 topics will be taught in Gita, and this is very important. Nobody can say that no, I don't need this in my life. Karma is applicable on everybody. Like I had explained earlier, that there is gravity. You can't say that no, gravity does not exist, I don't accept. No, everybody has to accept that. So people have got knowledge and that's how they have invented aeroplane. Similarly, if we understand karma, just like aeroplane flies against the it goes above the gravity. If it does not run on the runway, how will it fly? So similarly, first we have to run on the runway, then we have to rise beyond karma. So for that we have to understand this.
को समझा है ना बर्नौली
The science has also understood it in their books, the Bernoulli principle.
हमको भी समझना पड़ेगा कि इस कर्म
So similarly, we have to understand how to get out of this net of karma. Unless we come out of this net of karma, we will remain miserable. That is guaranteed. I can vouch for this.
तो अब जो है, अब हम अगले सत्र से गीता के पहले श्लोक,
So from the next session, we will start discussing from the first verse onwards of Bhagavad Gita. What I laid down is the foundation or the background to Bhagavad Gita. I will recommend you to hear these 4 sessions multiple times so that you can enter properly in Bhagavad Gita. You can understand properly what is the Vishad of Arjuna, or what is his depression. This we will study from the next session. I end today's session here. If you have any question, you can ask.
अगर प्रश्न नहीं है तो हम अपने मंगलाचरण के श्लोक बोलते हैं। ठीक है, कोई प्रश्न नहीं? तो मंगलाचरण के श्लोक
So we will recite the Mangalacharan verses together.
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपाल नंदनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत् एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्र गीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मंत्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा कार्पण्यदोषोपहत स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयः स्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये भवे भवे यथा भक्तिः पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देवेश नाथस्त्वं नो यतः प्रभो नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपाप प्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःख समनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम् ओम शांति शांति शांति।